Mic check. Perfect. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Jones the Great, aka Auntie's Favorite, back at it again with yet another podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you've been tuning in to my new show, Generation Genius, where I talk and just, have conversation. I'm not really too big on giving tips. I'm a conversationalist. I don't really like to be the big guy in the room that, I'm not 100% where I want to be at, and I feel like I can only give advice of the steps I've taken so far. But today, I've changed the scenery outside on this beautiful day. I don't like to waste sunlight. I'm a big outside person. I'm not too introverted. I'm only introverted when I have to be a musician, so that's when I have to create. But anyway, today I just wanted to talk about the state of America as a black man. Simple as that. My thoughts and just how I feel about it, my conscious and, where I am consciously. And I'm hurt. I'm just really hurt. I feel like I poured down the other day. I was crying a little bit the other day when I saw the video of that black man, same color as me, with a foot on his neck. It made me think, bro, that could have been me. And not only could that have been me, that was me. That's my race. That's my color. And I've seen it so many times again where we had Mike Brown killed. Trayvon Martin killed. The black woman, forgive me for not knowing her name, that was killed in jail. So many different times. It's happened again and again and again. And it almost makes you think bro, at this point, what do we even do? So what the people in Minnesota did was that they decided that they wanted to retaliate. So they decided to bust down and loot a Target. And what's even crazy about that situation is a black person actually did not start that. It was actually apparently a white officer, I believe. He actually started the Target riots and started looting. And I guess he also did that to portray and make black people look worse. And that's crazy that's how our society is built. It's built on racism, unfortunately. America's built on racism. I was saying earlier in another video I was doing, make sure you guys go watch that video if you haven't yet, being black in 2020 is a big thing we have to deal with as black people is we can't go anywhere and everywhere we want to go. And that is crazy. I live in Jersey. I live in New Jersey. I'm a New Jersey resident. I live with my family. And I don't drive in every single town I know. A lot of the towns I know, okay, I can drive through this town, but I have to be careful through this town. I can drive through this town, but I have to be careful in this town. And there's a lot of towns I don't drive through, genuinely because I know how racist and prejudiced they are. And I've experienced it, you know what I'm saying? I've experienced a lot of it growing up in a predominantly white town. Everybody's not racist, and I don't say this to bash everybody, but growing up in a predominantly white town, there's times where I hold the door for older white gentlemen or older white women and they don't say thank you. They look me dead in my eyes and I say thank you. Or there's other times where I can literally be parked outside in front of my friend's house or picking my sister up, or times I'm just outside and then all of a sudden a cop will stop me and ask is there any reason why you're parked out here? Or they'll ask, yeah, we got a call that there was suspicious activity in the neighborhood. It's first of all, that's crazy. I'm just here simply seeing my friend and picking up my friend. Or I'm just here minding my business. You know what I'm saying? I have a book in my hand. I'm reading a book, waiting for somebody. And that's a real story that's actually happened to me. One night I was outside, 8 or 9 o'clock. My family's inside. My sister's with a friend. And my family's inside. This is super. I know this community. I grew up here. And I'm outside. I'm sitting here. And then all of a sudden a cop drives by one time, then passes through the other way. Then he goes, knocks on my window and really asks hey, sorry to bother you, but we just were experiencing suspicious activity in your neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, suspicious activity, huh? I'm just sitting here waiting for my family. And he's like, may I see your license? I'm like, oh. So I hand him my license respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I hand him my license. And then he goes, oh, okay. He actually did it. I apologize to you guys. He actually did end up apologizing to me because the cop knew what it was. But I say that to say that it still sucked that he had to question me just sitting in my car. You know what I mean? Just it's stupid. I'm a citizen. I pay taxes. I go to work. You know what I'm saying? I educate myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a dummy. But it's amazing to me that even in 2020, the world still sees color. And it's when it comes to racism, you aren't desensitized to it. Like, no matter how many times somebody is racist to you, as a black man that's experienced racism a billion times, it's still very shocking and it still hurts every single time. You don't ever become desensitized to mistreatment and being hurt by people simply for the color of your skin. Like, that is it. That's all that separates us, or what people want to separate us for. It's simply the color of our skin, bro. And that just, it amazes me, because you're like, dang, like, really, like, you're really just looking at me like that simply because of the color of my skin, bro. Like, you don't even, there's nothing else you have to go off of for me. You don't know me. You don't know where I came from. You don't know how I was born. But in your eyes, I'm just a thug, or I'm just a Negro. And it's like, bro, like, I can be a Harvard graduate. I could have a mansion. I could have this amazing lifestyle, and I could be the richest dude in the world, and you will still look at me like I'm nothing. And that always just bothers me, mainly for the fact of that I hate. Sorry, there's a lot of noise around me. I didn't expect. Usually, it's not this much noise, but yeah, man. That's just, those are the things. Those are the things that I experience, and what makes it worse is that I'm 24. I'm older now, and through years and years and years of growing up, you don't ever really. My mom prepared me, and my uncle and people I've had around, other black men. Oh, I thought that was a B. My bad. Other people have prepared me, and what I've seen is that no matter how much preparation somebody prepares you to deal with racism, you're never ready to deal with it. And I feel like if you are a person not of color, you guys have a higher position of power to do something about it. And that's a whole nother conversation, because a lot of times there's the arguments of, like, there's been so many arguments on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram saying, like, yo, was it really right to tear down a whole city? Was it really right to do this? I'm like, was it right when the KKK was tearing down our cities and our buildings and burning down our churches? Nah. And it's not to say that violence is ever okay, but I feel like the Minneapolis thing, there had been more attention brought to the situation, or even, yeah, there would have been no attention brought to the situation had people not been upset or angry. And I feel like sometimes the best way to move, you have to kind of be upset and uncomfortable for things to change. Like, nothing's ever changed with somebody being comfortable. Like, and I know for a fact, Martin Luther King made a lot of people uncomfortable. Malcolm X, excuse me. Malcolm X, oh my gosh. Malcolm X made a lot of people uncomfortable. Excuse me, I'm parched. This is a real podcast. We don't edit nothing out. Okay, anyway. Malcolm X made a lot of people uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? The greatest people, as far as being black, the greatest leaders of black America, they had to make people uncomfortable. Black Wall Street, they had to make people uncomfortable. They bombed them. Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different moments in black history where... Oh, I thought that B was about to fight. All right. Anyway, there's so many moments in black history where we had to make people uncomfortable for things to happen and things to change. And without those radicals, oh my gosh, Harriet Tubman? Like, bro, you know how many white people were probably, like, super scared that she was out here, like, woke and telling slaves that they can be free. They just have to follow her on the Underground Railroad. And for her not to get caught, bro, is just so amazing. Black people have come so far. But I say that to say that I am so glad people that aren't black are very uncomfortable right now. I feel like that uncomfortability has to happen for things to change, bro, because things obviously have not changed much since we ended slavery. But that's a different thing. And I feel like I thought this as I got older, but I feel like I'm a huge history buff. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't really free anything. I think the Emancipation Proclamation, in my opinion, it freed the minds of the white people, but it didn't free the minds of the blacks. Like, it freed your brains, but it didn't free our chains. Like, the Emancipation Proclamation, it freed people and it freed the slaves and yada, 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 yada. No, it didn't, bro. We're still slaves. We're still chained. We're not wearing them, but we're chained socially. We're chained by the justice system a lot of times. We're chained by people we may be neighbors with and live across the street from. We're chained, bro. We're chained up. And there's no there's no proper way to sometimes do things, and you have to be a radical. And I feel like if you have black friends or you're dating somebody black, there's a lot of voices that I have not heard. Like, I want to see. It's not enough. It's not enough for you to just say, oh, "Yo, bro, that sucks." And I apologize to you. Don't apologize to me. Help me make a change, bro. Like, do something. Like, this is the best time to be vocal. And it's not the time. This is definitely not the time to be like, I don't see how there's no buts right now, bro. There's no buts in 2020. And you can argue with me if you want to, but there's no more buts anymore. We don't live in a butt time right now, bro. This is like it's like help make the change or shut up. That's it. Like, don't, if you aren't helping the situation and if you're not vocally saying anything about this, then don't say anything. Like, there's so many things as a person that isn't black can do right now. It's not even about us anymore. Like, black people, we're done talking, obviously, as a community. Like, I think we're just done talking and we're put up. There's like nothing more we can do. It's like we can change so much. And I understand that racism may always be here, but it's not up to us to talk anymore. Like, we're done talking, obviously. Like, it's action time. Like, they're not playing games. So I say that to add to that, I feel like too, this is why it's so important to understand a culture before you fully delve into it. A great post I saw is that America loves us. America loves our culture, but they will never love us. And it's amazing that so many people, and some people I know, they are so endowed in black culture, but where are their voices at right now? You know what I mean? Like, we have to have a talk. Like, I don't know how this is going to happen. The world has to have a major conversation. We might as well have a conversation. There's nothing else going on right now. Quarantine is still a thing. Corona's still out here. And it's, like, so amazing that so many people I know that aren't African American right now are just not saying a word. Some of them dating black people, but that's a different story for a different day. So I feel like understand the culture better. And 2020 moving forward, if you want to indulge and crave our culture so much and want to date our woman, and you know what I'm saying, like, engulf yourself in the culture. Don't just say like, oh bro, that sucks, or don't just be the guy to, you want to love rap music and you want to wear our clothes and you want to have braids in your hair, but when it comes to this situation right now, nothing's being said. It's crazy. Like, you want to renegade dance and you want to dance to Megan Thee Stallion with the savage dances, but where's the dance for justice? And it sickens me because I know for a fact there's other cultures that can be doing so much more, but they're choosing not to. And that's cool. And that's cool. And that's cool. But I feel like I would never want change without making change. That's why I'm so glad I have a platform to talk about this, because if anybody's listening to this that is not black, and this goes past just saying, yo, I've got black friends, bro. It's like, no. You have a voice, and you can do something about this. You talk, speak up. Like, we need more people outside of our race to speak up for us. It's not enough for us to just speak, because I guess us just speaking makes us look radical and crazy. And I'm tired. I really am, and I'm a black man too. You know what I'm saying? I also don't have the walk with total fears because I have God. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. At the end of the day, Jesus is number one. Jesus is gonna heal and fix. In the midst of Jesus coming back and in the midst of him doing God, we also have to do voices too. It's not enough just to pray to God as somebody outside of the culture. Your church is full of people of color and you're not a person of color. It's not enough for you to just say, I feel horrible when praying. It's like, no, action is really, really important. Faith without work is dead. So have the faith. The faith is cool, but amongst the faith, you also have to, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. And I also don't like that we can be knocked down for talking about drugs and talking about our culture and blah, blah, blah. But if that's where you come from, that's where you come from. So don't ever knock our music either, because our music is our music. And yeah, we may disagree with something Future says, something Gunna says, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, we nobody has knocked down black culture more than people that are not black. Black people, we could say, yes, I agree, we have to stop fighting each other. Yes, I agree that black on black crime is ridiculous. But no more crimes have been committed than what other people have done to our brain cells and our minds and made us think that we're below and we're beneath. It's like, nah, bro. We are highly intelligent. We are highly capable, and it's been shown a million times. We had Benjamin Banneker. We had, come on, man, Madam C.J. Walker. So many greats. George Washington Carver, but man, this is really upsetting. And I would love to continue this, but I have to go. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you share this audio if you're listening to it, and make sure you watch the video if you're listening to it on audio. My name is Jones the Great, aka Julius Jones, aka Auntie's favorite, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.